She a cutie. All right. So, check. We got one of them finished off. I think we're about to have another one. Did it open anything over here? No, it did not. I guess we have to get all of the past first before we get to proceed with the future. All right. I could go to Drew's studio, but I know that this will open up the other one. So... we're gonna use Mr. Hat on Meekins, because now we know about the trick. And maybe we'll get some other detail that comes in useful elsewhere. The disappearing trick. Oh, we're starting from the beginning? Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hi! What's with the atmosphere here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm gonna find out what. Let's skip to it. We've seen this already. There was a little girl that you saw instead of a big tall person, and it was Trucy Enigmar. Although she's, if we know about this, the timeline of this is confusing. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir, that day she was here in the room, sir, but he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was not how to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach is not that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gramery. But you saw something. And therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? It's a certain trick called the Amazing Mr. Hat, who I'm actually wanting to check. Alright, there's nothing there new. Startlingly realistic. Startlingly so. What's that? I've never seen. That girl's favorite trick. The Amazing Mr. Hat. She used it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat. He really exists. Unlock successful. Tell us about the vanishing trick, you incompetent oaf. I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gramery exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Zach Gramery, don't even think you can escape Meekins. Oh, Zach Gramery, don't even think you can escape Meekins. Down on your hands, floor on your head. Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
No, that is, sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir. Zach Gramery, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zach Gramery. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. You're a fan of him. You're cosplaying as Zach Gramery. That's adorable. Anyway, that's the very same Zach came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
But he has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. So, Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him! Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while, I thought it had all been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week? But it wasn't the magician who disappeared. It was Mr. Hat. All right. Trucy is a bluffer. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door, and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape, Zach Gramery's red cape, fluttering like a cape. Astounding, sir! All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die. Or the scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait. Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me. Actually, about that girl. For Meekins' voice, I'm kind of going for Don Knotts from the Andy Griffith Show, but it's also just kind of a weird kind of country accent. I'm sort of her guardian now, kind of. We're still working on the details. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. There's no boats either. Okay. I left the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great Detective Guamshu. Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want. It's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir. I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zach Gramery that day in court, until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery's been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. So we do meet him again. So that didn't reveal anything in the court record, at least. But it's given us the Borscht Bowl Club. Ha. We will go there in a bit. I want to keep looking at the past, I think. That's very interesting. I want to check out the Drew studio, so we've at least covered everything in the past before we start dabbling too much in the present or the future, depending upon one's perspective. Drew studio. Drew studio. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew Meesham, was it? Hey, he didn't do anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. Is that right? The entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit, it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can. Also, that hair is clearly supposed to be a paintbrush so that he can, like, paint stuff. Also, he might just be Tracer from Overwatch. Who can say? I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. This is my daughter. Better say hello. Hi. She's gone. She's like a cat. She just ran in the other room, under the bed. Shall we begin? I want to look around. What's this painting here? That's one of mine. It's an illustration for a book. It's not on sale yet, of course, but I thought it might be a good business. As a father, I like to be able to put food on my daughter's table. Not a feeling I know anything about. At least not yet. What's under the thing? Paints are scattered all around. Probably the ones he's currently using. There's something very artistic about a messy room. Not that this is anything compared to my office. I guess that would make my office a masterpiece. It will be very messy soon, if it isn't already. The mailbox isn't out here, also. Going home by any chance? No, I was just checking out the door. Ooh. Good thing I'm far too stubborn to take hints like that. You won't be rid of me that easily, Mr. Meesham. Alright, let's talk. Let's chow. Judging from this place, you're a painter. Not sadly a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I wouldn't be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Oh yeah, there is. I'll check that out in a minute. There is more room. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this. But that was my first work outside painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I have to remind him. Alright, we're going to present that in a moment. I do want to look over here, because there's all kinds of stuff. Maybe I'll just sidle on over here for a closer look. Onto the table. What do we got? What do we got? What's in the little picture? That's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Oh, please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. I don't know if I'm doing anything specific for Drew. It's just kind of where the voice landed. That stamp belonged to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. He's kind of vaguely a Muppet, but not a specific one. That's Zach and Valant, the Grammys, isn't it? Oh, and Trucy's mom wears the blue outfit. Oh, the feels. The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Grammys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Two of them have, kinda. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end. I see. That stamp's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. Commemorative stamp, added to the court record. Bam. This is you and Vera? Yes, we took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter, why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Right, shouldn't you practice? That's a pretty bottle. Don't touch that, please! I'll get in trouble. Huh? It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. Huh. It's a red envelope. What's this red envelope? Don't touch that! It's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I had better behave, though. It is tempting to just grab it. We've got a great show for you tonight. Yay! Alright, look at these paints. Paints and pigments are lined up on the shelves with some noticeable gaps. It's embarrassing, but I can't afford all the paints I want. I insist on buying the ones I use with my own money. I can see how you'd want to do that, sure. Perhaps you've heard that you can make any color, as long as you have the 3 primary colors? Well, it's a lie. Poor guy. That's true, actually. As you mix 2 bright colors together, they get darker. So you can't actually make the full color wheel. If you mix like red and blue, they don't make the purest, brightest purple. They make kind of a dark purple. And the more you mix colors, the darker they get. So it's never quite as pristine if you want really bright shades. But sometimes you mix them on purpose because you want those kind of more neutral, natural tones. Color theory lessons with everybody today. Use these gizmos for painting? They're pretty elaborate. Oh, those! Those aren't for painting, they're for analyzing. Paint composition, age, every conceivable angle. Tools of the forgery trade, I guess. And a big stack of paintings. There's some finished paintings stacked here. They don't look all that bad, really. I'll sell you one for 50 cents. That's okay. They look kinda heavy. And I don't have any change, sorry, sir. Oh! Maybe he needs to work on his sales technique a bit. If you charge 50 cents for a painting, nobody wants it. If you charge $50,000 for it, everybody's gotta have it, because they're like, oh, it must be amazing. I think that's everything. The only thing we added to the court record was the stamp. So let's have some, we're gonna present, I think, the notebook page and see what he says about it. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then, let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally. Cyclox! A Cyclox. Of course. It seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Magatama! You're hiding something. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Meesham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True. When I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Meesham hiding? The forger, the sample, the client. He doesn't know the client. He's also hiding the forger. We can't save it here. So we know for a fact that he's not really the one forging things. It's actually Vera who is doing all of it, because from the previous case, we kind of found that out after he dies. And I think that's more important than the sample, but he's also hiding that. But we don't know about the forger yet. I'm gonna say the sample. Yes, there was a reference. Why should I hide that? Huh? After the trial, I submitted everything to the court. My work, the sample page, everything. Okay, that's not hidden. I can give you directions to the court if you'd like. That's fine. I know where the court is. Okay. Unless you were just trying to get me to leave. Sorry, I can sometimes be a little blunt. Alright, I'll take that penalty, that's fine. I made my stand, no backing down now. What's Meesham hiding? The forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it then? I should have just done that. You told me what you knew about the client. And I couldn't see any Cyclox. Cyclox? Is that some sort of asylum security or a new hairstyle, perhaps? We're not gonna explain it to you. But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, Not personally? Those words triggered the Cyclox. Again with the Psycholox. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client? But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business, but I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclox. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Meesham. Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is We already know this because of our time-traveling insanity. But maybe he was just actually smart enough to figure it out. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Meesham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright! I've always been more one for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback. But you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility. Ahem. I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself. Chains busted. Oh, we got some health back. Yeah! Yeah! I'll take it. That feels very good. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her. A precocious little girl, outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here to the studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me. So, they talked to your daughter. I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. That little girl might know something about him. Your daughter! Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more? Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Yes, I want to talk to Vera. Mr. Meesham, I have a request. Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter's never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy. Extremely so, actually. With only one exception. Which was? Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. All right. Uh-oh. This could be tough. All right. Vera, was it? I would like to have a friendly chat. I'm Phoenix, right? Ex-lawyer and pianist. Yeah, I play the piano now. Yeah, so I'm also an artist. Hi, we're artists. I'm still looking for the keys that say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. There's white ones and there are black ones and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. Vera, was it? I would like to have a friendly chat. Is this the same dialogue? Yes. Okay, it's the same dialogue. So what do we present her that would actually have some kind of effect? Maybe the stamp that she likes? And then there's this.
My stamp.
Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp. How can I keep her talking? Let's talk about how nice the magicians are. Isn't True Gramarye amazing? Huh? Yes?
Oh.
I especially like those two, Zach and Volant. I mean, they're, just so magical.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too, I love them, they're so cool. It's like magic, yeah.
All right, she's talking. Not saying much that I care about, but it's a start. Okay, yeah. Let's interact with a 12-year-old girl. Perfect.
I went and saw it on my father the other day at the opening ceremony at the Grammary Museum of Magic.
Grammary Museum. They have one of those. I didn't know about that. I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows?
Just once, when I was little with Father. The Grammaries on stage, it was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all.
Yeah, maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zach and Volant, maybe?
Oh, sure.
All right, okay. But I gotta ask you before she changes her mind. All right, okay. Let's talk about things that she likes. She doesn't care about either of these things. The stamp. Let's talk about the stamp.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean True Grammary? Of course, yeah.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it. Yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Grammaries forever that day. I'm sure that's why I always sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on our good side. Huh. Very sneaky considering we know... Is it Valant? I like Valant because he's so pompous.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true. But there are lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you, she was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been... Well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammary Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm.
Good luck charm?
For when I absolutely had to go outside.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. We'll get to that. Let's talk about the forgeries while she's being chatty. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things.
I really like painting, a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So, you did this too?
Oh, yeah. That was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems really happy. Odd. Her work was the last nail in the Grammary coffin. I guess no one told her. Huh. Allow me to burst your bubble. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Huh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really have to know. Cyclops all over the place! Cyclops a go-go! Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Magatama! The client. You seem to trust this client. Quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me. To my problem.
The problem that keeps her inside all this time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm that your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? A small syringe? Was it Trucy's locket? I don't think she should have that. Considering that Trucy has it at this point. It's not gonna be the gun. It's not gonna be the Amazing Mr. Hat. Is it just the stamp? I think it is just the stamp. If this doesn't bring good luck, I don't know what would.
I see. Good luck charms are different for different people, I guess.
Huh? What do you mean?
If you say it's lucky, then it must work for you. That's the beautiful thing about good luck charms.
Oh, it wasn't the stamp. See that innocent smile? Everyone has a different way of breaking the news. That's the beautiful thing about being totally wrong. Alright, so I actually have no idea what the client might have given her. Is this your good luck charm? Do I not have the right thing yet? Because none of these other things would have been given to her. Do I have to go back into the future and then come back? I mean, I have enough evidence right now to pull this off. Maybe it's time to do a little more legwork. In which case, that would be making things incredibly crazy. Or can we present something else? We presented the stamp. Let's present the locket and just see what she says. Maybe nothing. What do you think about this? No. Yep. Let's head impossibly into the future!